We're keeping with the health and healthcare vision here. Johnson & Johnson investors, well, they could be having a little bit of a white coat syndrome moment. Despite a double beat for second quarter results and raising its full year sales and profit outlook, the stock has been teetering today, down about 2% at the moment after its medical technology unit came in at $8.93 billion in revenue, slightly below the $8.97 billion estimates. Some of that miss attributed to a 2% drop in U.S. demand for its Impella heart pumps during the quarter. That compared to 14% growth during the first quarter. But J&J had some impressive sales in its drug division. Let's talk about all of it with Johnson & Johnson Executive Vice President and CFO Joe Wolk. Joe, great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Liz.
Really quickly on the Impella heart pumps. They're made by Biomed, which J&J had acquired a couple of years ago, 2022, for about $16.6 billion.
Correct.
There was a study done by King's College, which is highly respected. And they said it didn't really, the miniature heart pumps provided no benefits to patients undergoing a high-risk stent procedure. Are you going to stick with this? I mean, clearly that caused a bruise there.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Liz. This has helped more than 400,000 people live a better quality of life, if not live itself, right? So this is a miniature heart pump. It helps with blood flow when the heart is weak. So myocardial infarction, myopathy, cardiomyopathy, and then there's one area that the King study focused on, and that was high-risk PCI, percutaneous coronary intervention, which is a stent procedure when the ejection fraction or the blood from the left ventricle isn't pumping enough. We have 2,600 peer-reviewed journals over the last decade. We think that the fact that it's not used often in the UK currently, and patient selection, the duration of when the pump is in, we think those are all mitigating factors to this study. Again, as you said, it was a quality study done by respected cardiologists. We think we've got other data, in addition to data that we've already initiated that should be available next year.
Okay, so you're committed to selling these heart pumps?
We expect that to get back to double-digit growth.
All right, it's one tiny aspect of this.
Absolutely. If you think about our MedTech division, we have 4 units. 3.5 of those 4 units did outstanding. Surgery, orthopedics, which we're going to separate shortly. The leadership team has done a great job not being disrupted there. Vision care, another solid asset for us.
We'll get to vision care in a second because I care a lot about that as a contact lens wearer. The flip side, your sales for your pharmaceutical unit generated more than $16 billion. Outstanding for the quarter. Darzalex. Let's talk about that. And Tremfya. In fact, tackle Tremfya first because that is a winner.
Well, you might remember, Liz, when we spoke last year, we were offsetting a Stelara loss of exclusivity, a drug that was for psoriasis as well as inflammatory bowel disease. Tremfya has stepped in and has really become the standard of care within inflammatory bowel disease. Ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, 71% growth. We're also pleased about another drug that we've got in that immunology portfolio, which is tackling psoriasis right now, known as Icotide. We know that 30 to 40% of patients eligible for treatment and biologics are all that's taking it. So there's 60% that's still available. They don't like the stigma of a biologic, either the insertion of a needle or just the connotation that biologics means their disease is more serious.
Well,
this is a once-daily pill.
Icotide. This, J&J believes, could very well be the biggest blockbuster drug in the history of the company?
It could be. In the first 90 days, Liz, we have 11,000 patients already on it, and the prescribing habits of not just coming from dermatologists, who you would expect, but also advanced provider practices, so nurse practitioners, physician assistants, primary care physicians. This has broad appeal because of the biological efficacy, the safety profile of a biologic, and the convenience of a pill.
Okay, eye care.
Yes.
Very interested in all of that. I mean, you've invested a lot of money in the $1 billion in the Jacksonville, Florida manufacturing plant?
Part of our $55 billion announcement to invest in the U.S. with good, solid tax policy supporting that. We're about a third of the way through that duration when we said we would invest that $55 billion. As of the second quarter, we've already invested $18 billion, or a third of the $55 billion committed.
Would you give the Trump administration credit for encouraging companies like yours to spend this kind of money and beef up production in the U.S.?
Certainly. When you have good tax policy, tapping into the innovation ecosystem that exists in the U.S., the academic universities, the best talent is here. when we can be somewhat neutral, it's not even best tax rate in the world, but if we can get close to neutral, you want to put your resources here. Certainly as an American-based company, which Johnson & Johnson's been for 140 years, we were born here, we never left, we want to be here. And when you think about Jacksonville specifically that you raised, it's such a good opportunity for us to recruit people from military veteran background. It's just a great hub for that. We've been doing that for years. 3,500 employees, we're going to expand on that base.
All I ask is that AccuView contact lenses go to 1 month and not every day.
Okay.
Okay, because I like.
We'll look into
I like
that
to
for
change
you.
it. Okay, thank you. Make that happen. I'm a big fan. Thank you so much.